They say you don't get a second chance to make that first impression. Making that first great impression is not that easy, is it? Yes, there are people who can walk and talk with utmost confidence and can charm everyone around with their charismatic personality. However, the first impression may be sometimes awkward, intimidating, or maybe even misleading too. Scientists and research may not agree on any particular numbers, but they all agree at one point that you have less than 30 seconds to impress someone. Studies also state that you have 7 seconds to allow a person to create a judgment about you. So you see, a lot needs to be packed and accommodated in these 7 seconds to create that positive first impression. We all are aware of the basics which we need when we meet someone for the first time. Eye contact, smile, positive body language, open body language, and so on. So what is this video for? Today I am going to share 20 hacks with you which you can add to your bag, which will make a person like you at subconscious level. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before that, something about me. I am Surabhi Jain and I am on a mission to help 100,000 people to grow in their career with utmost confidence. So if you want to know these 20 hacks, type yes in the comment box before we get started. So the first is personal hygiene. Personal hygiene and cleanliness has much more to do with social norms than hygiene. The person who is unkempt and smells bad gives the impression of being lazy, irresponsible, and disrespectful. Whereas the person who seems to be fresh and clean gives the impression of being self-disciplined and respectful to others. So brush your teeth, comb your hair, take a shower, wear deodorants. You don't want to show up with a bad breath and unruly hair. Put some efforts in your appearance and the people around you will definitely notice and appreciate you. The next here is dress up comfortably. We generally listen to this dress to impress, which means that whatever you wear should be according to the occasion, the place, or the social structure. Which means you should neither be overdressed nor underdressed. Now, this also includes the kind of accessories and jewelry you wear. These should also be taken into consideration. But one thing which should not be ignored while impressing through dressing is your comfort. Whatever you are wearing should be comfortable. Otherwise, your entire focus will be on your dress and you might lose that opportunity to create that first impression. The next is confident body posture and gait. The way you sit, stand, walk and move around goes a long way in creating an impression in the minds of the people who observe us. So I would like to mention two things over here. The first is, don't hang your head. While you hang your head while sitting, standing or maybe walking, it gives an impression that you are self-protective and low power positioned. But on the contrary, if you hold your head high with chin up, it creates a biofeedback loop between your mind and body, which not only makes you look, it also makes you feel confident. The next is, don't hunch your shoulders. So get your shoulders back, put that chest out and walk with confidence. The next is eye contact. Making an eye contact when speaking with a person is really essential. If you avert your eyes as soon as you see someone approaching, you look weak. But it doesn't give you a permission to stare aggressively, because that will again make the other person uncomfortable. However, making an eye contact assures that you are paying attention, you are interested, you are giving importance to the other person. So instantly, it wins the appreciation and the confidence of the other person too. Smile is a certificate of confidence. A friendly and genuine smile can win hearts. and can have a significant impact on your first impression on the people. Whenever you see a genuine person projecting a relaxed demeanor and a friendly smile, you immediately assume that he is an honest and trustworthy person, don't you? Similarly, when you lead with a genuine and friendly smile, it takes a moment for the people to assume that you are friendly, accepting, honest, and trustworthy. So it helps you to create that great first impression. So the next is greet people with names and do your homework. Greeting people and addressing them with their names gives an impression that the person is really important for you. You can use their first names in informal settings and their second name in formal setups. If you do certain homework before meeting the person, it will also help you to create a good impression. For example, whom am I going to meet? What does this person need from me? How do I want this person to act upon? If you are prepared with the answers to these questions, you will be more prompt in talking to that person. And obviously, this is going to create a great first impression. The next is a firm handshake. No one likes a sweaty and limp handshake. It's considered as bad etiquette. So a handshake should be dry, firm, solid, and not more than 3 seconds. The key is it should neither be too hard, trying to squeeze the other person's hand, nor it should be too soft, too limp. Apply the right amount of pressure, making an eye contact, and pump it not more than 2 to 3 times. The next is think positive. Your attitude shows through everything you say or do. So it is very important to train your brain and think positive not only about yourself but also about the person you are communicating with. Keep thinking that yes, I am confident enough to initiate the communication, the talk. And yes, the person with whom I am talking will definitely have a good impression about me. The next is let people talk. Ask open-ended questions. Everyone likes to talk about himself or herself. So a very easy way to initiate conversation, to make the other person feel important and to grab their likeness is to ask open-ended questions and make them talk more about themselves. For this, you can either prepare some questions related to the person you are going to meet, or you can ask certain general questions which can initiate conversation. For example, do you believe in charity? Do you have interest in cricket? Tell me something more about your native place. These are very common questions which can keep the ball rolling. And they will make you feel confident, look confident, and you will seem more amiable and friendly to the other person. And it will help to create that wonderful first impression too. The next is listen more. Conversations are based on verbal give and take. So when it comes to verbal communication, try to make the other person feel important. And one easy way of doing so is listening more and speaking less. When you listen more and more, it makes the other person feel that you care. So allow the person to talk about himself rather than talking about yourself and giving advice. So 10 down. If you find them good and valuable, type good and valuable in the comment box before we move further. The next is active listening. Be an active listener. Listening more doesn't mean listening half-mindedly. You need to give your undivided attention to the person with whom you are communicating. Because not only it makes the person feel valued, but also it gives time to your brain to think and respond in the correct context. Listening actively helps you to create meaningful and engaging conversations which will definitely make the other person be impressed with you. So the next is show some warmth. It is important to show some warmth and empathy towards the person with whom you're communicating. Your friendly attitude will go a long way in not only making the person comfortable, but will also create an everlasting impression on that person's mind, which in turn will lead to better future connections. Whereas on the other hand, if you are a bit cold and non-friendly, you might end up being categorized as insensitive and heartless person, and you don't want that. So the next is respect. Showing respect to the people is really essential. Using common manners like saying thank you, sorry, excuse me, nice meeting you. They might sound really casual and small, but they go a long way in showing respect to the people. And when people feel respected, they are ought to be impressed by you. The next is show interest. Be fully interested in the conversation. Participate with your whole self. Making an eye contact, smiling, nodding, leaning a bit forward to communicate show that you are open to what is being said and discussed. You may also ask a few relevant questions if you need certain clarifications. Show interest, be fully present, and you will be long remembered. The next is compliments. Mark Twain said, "I can live on compliments for 2 months." Apart from food and shelter, this is one thing which human brain craves for, which is appreciation. People want to feel noticed. People want to be appreciated. So don't hesitate in being positive and encouraging. Make people feel noticed by offering them compliments. Give compliments to people open-heartedly. The next is point out commonalities. People generally like the others who share similar interests, thoughts, or values to them. Whenever we meet someone, there might be certain commonalities, certain similar things which we share. Be sure to emphasize them. The key here is don't be fake. It is always good to be genuine and authentic. It always gives you positive results. So go ahead and emphasize the similarities and create that unforgettable impression. The next is be vulnerable. Whenever we meet someone for the first time, we try to be as perfect as possible. Now, that may not exactly work. If the people think you are competent enough, a study shows that they tend to like you more after you commit a mistake. So sometimes it is okay to step out of your way and be a bit self-depreciating. It's okay to reveal your flaws and imperfections. So the next is authenticity. Be 100% authentic. Try to be your true self. Don't unnecessarily try to hide your true personality. For example, if you are a humorous person, incorporate some fun in the conversation. Or you might have certain specific interests. You can ask questions or you can share your interest in relevance to the conversation. In this way, you will be naturally impressing the people without trying too hard. The next is positive tone and volume. It is very important when you are meeting new people to maintain your natural volume and tone. At times we can see people speaking a notch louder when they meet the new people, maybe due to nervousness or maybe due to excitement, but that creates an impression that you are trying to be dominating. And again, that is not celebrated. And sometimes people tend to speak in a monotonous tone. That shows that you are not interested, that shows lack of enthusiasm, and it shows that you are not interested in talking to the person. So again, it leaves a wrong impression. So it is very important that you maintain a positive and natural tone and volume whenever you meet someone. So the last is positive energy. End the conversation on a positive note. Create that positive energy which makes you memorable for the person. Obviously, you don't need to do something outrageous for this, but try to end the conversation on a positive note, which will create an everlasting impression of yours. So if you found these tips, these hacks amazing and helpful, do follow me on my website jainsurabhi.com and join me on my Facebook fan page with Fearless Communicators Tribe. Because I am on a mission to help 100,000 people grow in their career, business, profession and life by becoming confident communicators. So join me and follow me on my social media handles. This is Surabhi Jain saying goodbye till we meet again.